CC, CEO, wanna change your life? Come see me, yo. I'ma teach you how to build up wealth for your family, not just for yourself. I'm a bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a goal builder that can teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to pass your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychology black-owned firm, but we ain't all black.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Constance Carter. This is the Grow Your Money podcast where we talk about how to grow your money and not blow your money. Because if you blow your money, what? It ain't a damn thing funny. It's not. So today we are going to be talking about a topic that I think is very interesting. In fact, it was brought up at the end of a conversation, or actually I think Sean sent me this question last week after we had our conversation about relationships. And the question was, should marriage licenses come with an expiration? Like you have to renew them every so often. So does a marriage license expire? Because that's a question that I think has sparked a lot of debate on whether marriages should come with licenses and expirations. But before we do that, yes, and they should come with mandatory DNA tests. We ready. We are ready. Okay. So before we get started with the topic, I want to make sure that you know this is the Grow Your Money podcast. If you're first time watching here, welcome. Everybody, welcome all the first time people who are watching here. Tell them to buckle up, that we're going to have a good time. They're going to learn something. They're going to hear something maybe that they've heard, maybe that they haven't. But more importantly, I want to engage. I want you to talk back to us and talk black to us. Why? Because this is a dialogue and not a monologue. We don't want you just to be, we don't want to just talk to you or talk at you. We want to talk with you. We want to converse. We don't want to conversate, right? We want to converse. So we want to converse with you. So I was just talking to a very educated person the other day. Said conversate, and I cringed just a little bit, kind of like April does when we talk about scary versus scared. I cringe a little when people say conversate. Anyway, we're here to converse with you. So if this is your first time watching, put it in the comments. This is your first time watching, and if it's not, that's cool. If you are a regular, put in the comments where you're watching from, because I know that we have people that watch from all over the world, and that's a beautiful blessing. And I appreciate you watching with us. Okay. Good morning, Gail from Compton. I already know. See, look, I already know. Regulus from Compton. I see you, Tamisha from Denver, the Mile City. I remember. Yes. What's up, Tamisha? Who else we got on here? What's up, Mr. Booker from Fort Worth? Booker T. Williams from Fort Worth. And then we have Sophia from Stockton, California, and so many other people on here. The other thing is, if you are a Black-owned business or you know a Black-owned, what's another word? Irregardless. That's another one that makes me cringe. April says irregardless. And that makes, so for her to say that she doesn't like scary, but then she turns around and says irregardless, that makes me cringe. But anyway, if you are a Black-owned business or you know a Black-owned business, make sure you put it in the comments, because we want to shout you out. Not only do we want to shout you out, though, we want to give you the visibility, but we also want to patronize your Black-owned business. So if you are a Black-owned business, make sure that you put in the comments and you also put where they can reach you, because that's also important. Okay. It's also extremely important that we patronize your business. One of the things that is important is a pillar of me personally is just promoting Black wealth, is closing the wealth gap. And one of the ways that I do that is I coach Black women from all over the country. And so we have what's called the Net 7 Collective, which is an inner circle of Black women from all over the country who come together and we brain share and we collaborate and we do all of these things. And we meet every week, and then we meet every other week on Monday. So we meet every Wednesday and then every other Monday. But it's extremely intensive in terms of like what you're learning, because my goal is to get you on the fast track to where you have a business, where you have opportunities. Ladies have been, increasing their net worth to over 7 figures. They have been doing all sorts of amazing things. So if you are a Black woman or you know a Black woman, tell them to tap in with me and go to net7bbs.com, or they can go to bookwithconstance.com. And I would love to talk to you about the opportunity to join our inner circle of the Net 7 Collective. And that's where I coach you personally and directly every week. This is us. You are in a group of women. It's a community of women. And then beyond that, what we decided to do is expand that out to different cities. So we have the Net 7 Nation, which is a group of Black women. So we have our leaders from our Net 7 inner circle that will be bringing Net 7 Collective to cities all over the country. And so far we have 14. We have 14 cities that I counted, and which I'm really, really excited about. And so this is going to be local communities that are going to be doing the same thing. We're going to be showing you how, we're going to be teaching you how to grow your net worth. We're going to be learning different strategies and tools and tips in order to build your businesses. You have a network of sisters who you can bond with that are like-minded, because a lot of us are unicorns and a lot of people that we're around don't have the same goals as us. And so to be able to be in a group of women who have the same mindset as you and that could help grow you and take you to the next level, oh my God, that's so important. So just so you know, this is what it is.
Welcome to the unstoppable force of the Net 7 Nation, where purpose meets prosperity. We are showing up strong in Dallas, Houston, Stockton, Sacramento, West Africa, Las Vegas, Philadelphia, Prince George's County, Europe, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Atlanta, Chicago, and Alabama, and with more to come. These powerful women are here to build wealth, impact their communities, and change generations. So get ready to connect, collaborate, and elevate with the Net 7 Nation, because together we are unstoppable.
And so that's the Net 7 Nation. And again, so even if your city wasn't shouted out on there, we are expanding to cities all over the place. So we're not only national, but we are international. What's up, Dawood? That's my boy, DJ Shablast. Let me shout you out. Put Dawood Stansel. This is DJ Shablast. Let me tell you, this brother is one of the best DJs in the DMV area. Now, I go out, shake my tail feather a lot, and I've heard a lot of DJs. Now, there's no DJs like Bay Area DJs. I'm just telling you this right now, because we like know how to get people on the dance floor. When you go to a Bay Area party, they know how to get you on the dance floor and keep you on the dance floor. Out here in the DMV, they'll play some good shit, then they'll play go-go the rest of the night. While that's cool, like don't nobody want to hear go-go the rest of the night. So DJ Shablast, I love him because he be putting it down on the ones and twos, and he also gives pretty good relationship advice too. You want to join us today, Dawood? So just want to shout you out, brother. I appreciate you watching. So listen, we're going to talk about the whole idea of doing a marriage license for people, or excuse me, an expiration date for marriage licenses, which I think is a very interesting topic. And there's somebody that says irregardless, which is totally irritates me. But let me. APRILSAMPE, y'all say. One more time, APRILSAMPE, y'all say. What I need you to do is look at your phone. Do you see your phone? You said I'm a lying whore. A lying whore. What did I lie about? You said irregardless. There are three things that I say as a joke, and you know it. So if you, I've heard her say, whether you're joking or not, I've heard you say as a joke. Why come? Two also is a joke. Two also, two as well. All jokes. I hate when people say it. It's in her vocabulary. That is a part of the. I heard you say, irregardless of the matter. No, irregardless of the fact of the matter. Yes, she says it, guys. Yes, and go sit down. Go sit all the way down. What? Are you still? Are you still standing? Sit. Now, for all of the people who are watching, if you don't have this book, you're poor. Hi, April. Oh, shut up. How are you, April? I'm magically delicious, blessed, and highly flavored. How are you? Irregardless of how everything is turning out this morning. Irregardless of how everything is turning out, knowing good and well that I love to speak the proper English, damn it. She says irregardless, everybody. Look, unless my DC side comes out, but that's very rare. Very rare, damn it. She prides herself in the King's English, y'all. And do. Anyway, April, what's been going on? What's cracking? You know, all mothers. No cap.
No cap.
Mhm.
Regardless.
Mhm.
Okay. I can't get over that. You gonna say out loud to people that that's a part of my girl, sit down. I feel like you still standing.
Listen, one thing that's gonna rile April up is if you mess with her vocabularies.
Don't do it.
She says it.
No, the other way. You got to tell them about the day that they were talking about. Oh God, when y'all were talking about copyright.
Oh, when copyrighted versus copywritten.
She was like, and you would get it copywritten, and you would do this and copywritten, and I'm like, I need a bag.
Me? Yo, this is during the Net 7 session.
And I'm sitting there trying so hard to breathe.
We had to pull out the dictionary because then it became a debate. No, it's copyright. She said, no, it's copyrighted. No, it's copywritten.
No, it ain't. I'm like, I'm trying to told you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was having an intellectually stimulating conversation with the women, telling them about how they need to get their shit copywritten.
But I didn't. But here's the thing: because I love Constance, let me tell you what I did. I sent it to her in a text message. Constance, fix it. Stop it. It's making my ass itch.
No, it's not copyrighted. It's
and then she said it out loud, and I'm like, but you didn't fact check before you said it out loud. You didn't fact check.
April said it's copyrighted, but it's really copywritten.
And then we had a wonderful attorney on the line who was like, no. I'm going to tell you that the words that you are using are incorrect, but I was not going to interrupt like April will. But I did it properly, you people. I did it properly. I sent her a text message, just like I did just now. This is what her line for. I didn't do it out loud.
He said, irregardless of the matter, it is still copyrighted and not copywritten, is what she said. April. So listen, we are going to talk about, should marriage licenses come with an expiration, right?
That is a good question.
So Sean, after we had our we talked last week, Sean brought it up. And so I want to ask the audience, the chat. Let's ask the chat. What do you think? Do you think marriage licenses should come with an expiration? So before we dive into the conversation, I want to bring up this brother. Everybody loves him. The mattress Moni himself.
Hey,
Mr. Sean Rayford.
The man himself.
That's
Sean
me.
was yesterday, and his hair was sticking up on the side because he was
Man, I was looking like I had a toupee or something, and this is actually my real hair. I was like, they gonna think I got a man unit up here because this thing, my hair won't. Right, this little piece right here. I was like, I need to run back there and put some water on it and hold it for 2 seconds.
It's because he was playing the hell out of that saxophone the night before. You know, he had a sold out show at Yoshi's in Oakland.
I'm jealous.
Yeah. And this was no easy feat.
It was amazing
at Yoshi. So I'm so proud of you, Sean. You're doing a damn thing. You know what, April? When I had the co-op spot in Sacramento, Sean did a concert there, or you did
did during the COVID.
During COVID, you did it.
My CD release. I was only able to do because Constance had a co-op. If she wouldn't have had that co-op, I wouldn't have been able. I would not have been able to go live and release my CD because people couldn't come.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
So we only had like
that space.
Yeah. It's only like 35 people could come, but because we got to live stream it, everybody got to watch.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Oh, yeah. Thousands of people watching it too.
Well, as it relates to your albums, how many do you have out?
I have 2. I put out my first one at 55 and my second one at 59.
I love it.
And
how old are you now?
60.
When did you start playing the sax?
I started playing when I was 35.
Okay. So again, because and now we're gonna have to do this every time you're here. For those of you who think it's too late, it is never too late, because you could start something at 35 and you could be 60. Good Lord, sir, you don't look 60. I'm gonna need you to look your age.
Nowhere near.
And you can sell out shows at Yoshi. Some of y'all, listen, now this is not for everybody, okay? Because a lot of y'all have been told when you were younger that you were talented. Your mom lied, okay?
What?
No, it's true. It's true. Listen, I host a lot of open mics.
Oh, that's
I
so
can
wrong.
promise you that there's a lot of you whose mother told you that there was some talent involved in that body of yours, and it's not, okay? It's not. You stick to accounting.
You
stick to accounting. But for those of you who do have talent, okay, and you're like, I didn't do it because I had children, or I didn't do it because blah blah blah. Whatever reason you didn't do, you could do it now. Okay.
So April, can I pick up the bass and start playing again?
You goddamn right, Constance.
You play good. What are you talking about,
You
Constance?
already
I see my daughter's on here. You guys, my daughter's watching.
What's up, daughter? What's your daughter's name?
Jessica. She's a
Jessica.
Faith and
Hey,
Fashion.
Jessica.
Is that her? She's beautiful.
Faith and Fashion. That's my oldest daughter.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, she is. Come
Oh.
through.
She almost made America's Top Model. I think it was 2011. I'm not sure. She can probably put it on here. She
looks
made
just like you.
she made the top 50, but I think they picked the top 32 for that year.
Wow.
I stopped watching that mess after that. So
And because they should have chose her. Just looking at that picture right there.
She's still modeling.
What?
I said she's still modeling.
Oh, good. Okay.
Oh yeah. She
Well,
goes
yeah,
to those.
her name is Faith and Fashion. So do you also design, sweetheart? Because if you design, I need some outfits. But yeah, okay. So Sean, I need to know. You have 2 albums out. Can you tell
Yes.
the people who are watching right now, and those who are going to watch it in the future, what the names of the albums are, so that they can follow you or find them? I'm just asking for a friend.
My first CD I put out was called Man with a Horn. That was my first CD, and my latest one that just came out this year is called The Next Step. So it's my maturation. I'm trying to say it proper English, because me growing in music. So it's called The Next Step.
Because of April, right? Because you want to make sure. Where April go?
And I am horrible at the King's language, and I write just like
just like you speak.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh,
my daughter has to use Chat GTP and help me out.
Oh, and he said Chat GTP. It's Chat GPT.
That shows you how much I know.
Chat GTP. Yes, brother. It's Chat GTP. Well, good shout out to Faith, your daughter. I'm so glad that she's here. Welcome, Faith. Welcome. So listen, before we even get started on the conversation, and April, I don't know, I don't see your camera on, so you might need to log off and log back on. But let me run you through the timeline, because maybe this will put it in perspective of what marriage really is. Okay, so here's the timeline. So before 2350 BC, marriage was spiritual and community based. It had ritual tied families, tribes, and spiritual values tied together. Elders and families blessed unions. Okay. Then in 2350 Mesopotamia, the first recorded legal marriage codes. They had first, and then marriage was used to transfer property and establish inheritance. And then women were treated as property. Then you go to the 12th century. The Catholic Church claims marriage as a sacrament. Marriage now religiously sanctioned, but patriarchal. And it reinforced men's control over family assets. Then you go to the 16th and 17th centuries. The governments began to regulate marriage. State licensing emerges to track taxes, land, and family lineage. Marriage then becomes a civil contract. Then in the 1800s, in the United States, states formalized marriage licenses. Marriage was tied to your citizenship, race, and anti-miscegenation laws, and then legal rights, and then it reinforced social hierarchies. Okay. And then in the early 20th centuries, which is in the early 1900s, modern marriage licenses were standardized. It was seen as both a legal and social contract. And then marriage legally required for many benefits for taxes, insurance, and property. And then finally, marriage is now spiritual and legal. It's still a tool for wealth transfer, family building, and social status. And the debates continue on how to modernize marriage. So with that being said, the question to everyone is, should it have an expiration date? And so I'm gonna go ahead and throw it over to you, Sean. Should it? And if so, why?
I think it should. If you get a license in hair, it has an expiration date. You get a license in real estate. You guys have to renew those things. There's not, I just say this, to me, a marriage should be like every 2 to 5 years, y'all can cut that damn thing and we don't have to worry about it ever again. If it keeps working, then we keep it going. And to me, back in the old days when the Bible started, marriage was marriage happened when the man and the woman got together, because the only way two can become one is when a man and a woman got together. So every time you get together with your whoever you're with, y'all married.
Oh, okay. Wait, back this up.
That's
so anybody
matrimony.
that
That
you
is
amalgamate
matrimony.
with sexually,
That is matrimony.
so every time you amalgamate with somebody sexually, you are then married to them.
Y'all married at that time.
Okay, so if that's the case,
Yes.
then do you think people, if that was the case, do you think people will be more cautious with who they got intertwined with?
No.
Or do you think people will just walk around marrying everybody?
What's what we doing now? Everybody's marrying everybody.
April,
here
I
comes
need you.
April.
April,
Oh,
I
yeah.
need you to hear what this man said. I need you to repeat that, brother, because this is go ahead.
The marriage and the Bible, you know, when people got married back then, when Adam and Eve got married, they got together, right? There's only one time two people can become one person. That's when they doing the do. So every time you sleep with somebody, y'all married. Oh, April ain't hearing me.
No, I hear you.
So then that means if you like motherfuckers is married to thousands of people at
Yes,
this point.
there have been a lot of marriages.
Okay. And so you're equating.
Tell a book. You know I'm telling the truth.
You're equating
Sit down too.
Because what is marriage really?
Amen. No, because honestly, it is biblical.
Okay.
But now if we start going back to it, who brought it to that Bible? When did we really get it? And I'm not the most religious person, and I do believe in Jesus. I do. But I just want to say, if we're really going according to the Bible and not just what man is conjuring up and making up in his mind, marriage was when a man and woman got together before like you said, the 12th century. I'm so glad you did that documentary. That was nice, you know. But it should have an expiration date, because if it has an expiration date, maybe you work on it a little bit more.
I will actually agree with that, but I'm going to have to may I add my 2 cents and ask?
Go ahead. We'll take 25.
Look at God. So when you say these words that are coming out of your face, sir, I'm just asking for a friend. Are you getting this information from a place? Because you're saying that in biblical times, that's what had happened. Am I correct in that? I just need to understand.
Yes, that's what happened. So why did we change it?
Wait, hold on. Now, it also in the same breath, and I could be mistaken because I did kind of like jump off and jump back on. Did you say something along the lines of who created said Bible?
Yes.
Okay. No.
But my other thing is that, you know, because if you remember, David had so many wives, Solomon had so many. You know what? In my opinion, that's because they was in a matrimony. Okay. If he slept with that one, he married that. He was married to her.
Excuse me.
Okay.
So if you go to other
ADHD is kicking in.
No, it's okay. If you go to other countries, and you other continents, if you go to different parts of Asia where they're still kind of living life the way that they lived in the beginning, if you go to different parts of Africa where they are still living lives as they did in the beginning, if you go to different parts of South America where they are still living lives as they did in their past, a lot of them are married to the same person that they were married to. Now, you do have situations where you have one person who's married to multiple people, but they're still married to those multiple people. So I want to know, are we only focusing on what they say in the Bible, which I want to also add when it comes to the King James version of the Bible. We also look at his number one the published book. It definitely was not the Bible, and it was talking about witchcraft. I just wanted to put that out there. But my question to you, sir, are we only focusing on what they said in the Bible, or are we actually doing said research and finding out how different cultures have been doing matrimony or
Yes.
matrimony in the past? And is this all just new? So
There's no research. It's just in my little head.
Okay, no.
I have ADHD and my mind starts talking like this right side of my mind says this and this other one says, oh, what about this? And that's what I'm telling you. If you guys look at it, anytime two become one, it only happens one time. When a man and a woman are together, two can become one. No other time. Or you can become two or three or four, depending on how many's in a room.
Okay. So does that mean that like I'm only married? So if I got married again, then that my new marriage wouldn't count because I'm only married that first time, the person I was with the first time?
No, you've just been married multiple times.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, because you said
he's saying all the people you've had sex with, you would have been married to all of those people. So if you have been a freak whore, then you would have been married. You've been married about 20 times or 150 times. I'm sorry.
So why do you think that there should be an expiration? I mean, take the Bible out and all that stuff. Why do you think it should be an expiration?
Because it's a license. There are no other licenses.
Just because it's a license?
It's a license.
Not the covenant, the commitment, the confidence.
If the government is making it to where I got to have a license to do this, it should come with an expiration date.
So all licenses expire, marriage should too. Or there's going to be a marriage license.
And all you have to do is renew it. Like I have a cosmetology license here in California. I got one in Texas. I got a text telling me that I got to fill out another form in order to get, I like what he says about the thing. If you don't do everything in 90 days, it'll expire.
Well, that happens if you have a marriage license before you get married. If you don't end up getting married, your marriage license will expire at some point.
Right.
But I'm just trying to figure out, like, okay, so why? Okay, so it's just for the sake of the marriage license, but does that mean that the people break up? Is that when they decide that they want to be together?
I have to make a decision if I want to still be a cosmetologist. So I still want to keep my cosmetology license. I got to renew it.
Okay. April, do you think marriage licenses should be expired? Should be able to expire?
I actually do, which is crazy.
Shut up.
Okay.
April, wait a minute. April's agreeing with me?
I know, isn't it crazy? Like whenever I agree with people, if I know.
Okay.
How long?
But here's the thing. I think it needs to be longer than Booker was saying 90 days or something like that.
Every 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's an absolute no. I think that it should be some years. You know what I mean? Like your license expires after what? Some places 3 years, some places 10 years. You know what I mean? Like I think it should be some years, because I think that the biggest problem of today is people say, you know what, I'm tired of this person. I'm just going to roll out, as opposed to trying to work it out, right? So I think, but I'm looking at it from a different perspective. I think that you have that more so to have to work on it. You get what I'm saying? Like you have to work for those 90 days, for those 3 years or whatever the case is. You have to actively work on your marriage. You can't just say, all right, you know what, I'm tired of this person. I want to sleep with this person. I'm going to go do all those things. You know what I mean? So I look at it from the other direction, as opposed to the way you're looking.
So to sleep with somebody else, your license has to expire, lapse.
Yeah, that's how I would look at it. Like before you can go do all the things that you really want to do, you have to have worked your ass off in that marriage. I think that the biggest problem is nowadays people, it's a microwave society. I'm tired of it, so I'm just going to move on to the next thing, as opposed to putting actual work into it. Marriages aren't just add some salt and pepper mix and it's a thing. You know what I mean? Like, you actually have to work at it. And people are like, you know what? I like the way that penis felt 10 years ago. I'm going to go back to that, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I like the way he did this. I like the way she did that. I'm just going to move on. And it's like, you're leaving somebody who could have given you everything that you ever wanted because they frustrated you for 15 minutes. Don't get it twisted. Me and my husband, I swear, it's so many times I want to leave that man. But I'm like, when I weigh the good from the bad, and then I think about it, like, did I actually work on it? You know what I mean? And then I think, do I put this much effort into making money? If I put more effort into making money than it does my marriage, there's a problem. If I put more effort into, just something random than my marriage, that's a problem. And that's what people do every day.
So I think a little bit differently than y'all. I just think that marriage shouldn't be regulated by the government anyway.
I agree with that too.
Take the whole thing out.
Amen.
So marriage is a covenant and a contract between you and that person. It's between you, that person, and God. It's you going before, you're committing your life to this person. The government should not be a part of it. I think the government is a part of it so they can regulate you, so they can legalize you. And, it's a patriarchy society. So just like how it came about, women were property and they went along with the property and all of those things. Take that out. So I think for me, if I fall in love with someone, I don't think I'll get married again. I think that I'll have a spiritual marriage rather than a legal marriage, because I just believe that a legal marriage is, you're just pledging your allegiance to the state that you live in and the government. And it's kind of a way, I don't know. I feel like I'm a rebel against the system. And it's just a way that they're, it's a way to rebel against the system, because my love is not determined by what the state says. This is a covenant between me and my partner and God, is what I think.
And they're making it a business. It comes down to it being a business.
Yeah.
So if my business, if I can switch and say I no longer want to do carpentry, and all of a sudden I want to start doing drywall or something, I can do that. It's a business.
So Jahar said,
making it a business.
Jahar said, how would you hold people accountable to the contract?
Like, but that's a business.
You can't make nobody do nothing. But on the other hand, marriage is a business. The business of marriage is a business because it encompasses all those things. Because when you're married, you're building wealth. The statistics are, when you have a two parent household, your household is more, you can build more, it's sustainable, and you both benefit more if you have that. And so the contract is like, real estate, for example, I've never did this thing called a buyer's agreement, right? There's these buyer's agreement, like, you got to work with me. I don't like your commitment to me is verbal. If you decided that you don't want to be with me no more and you don't want to work with me, you want to work with somebody else, the door is open, baby.
Everyone, she's joking when she says that. She's always done them. She just does them a different way.
I've never done a buyer's contract ever in my life. Anybody can tell you, I've never done a contract with anybody regarding them having to work with me, because they know that my work ethic is so great that they want to work with me. The same as being married. Like, so how do you hold them to the contract? Well, the loyalty, like, you're trusting, because they're not going to be held to the contract whether you have a contract or not. So it's like, whether you have something in writing or not, that's not going to keep somebody.
And we made the comment yesterday, April, how many happily married people do you know? Can you name 5?
No.
Okay. But now happily in a relationship, people, you probably can. You sit up there and say, they because they're together. They're together not because of the piece of paper, not because of the law. Because like I said, in the Bible, before they had this piece of paper, whoever you slept with, you was married to. That's why they say the men had so many wives.
Happy is subjective, and happy could be at any point of time, any given time. So yes, today I'm happy with him. Tomorrow I'm not. I'm not so happy with him. Today he's the love of my life. Tomorrow he makes me sick.
Oh, 100%. But that would be if I were married or not. And this is one thing for me, Constance. Let's just be real here, right? You love me, right?
Mhm.
Constance, I get on Constance's last and final nerve at least twice a week, right? At least, well, more than that, maybe. Uh, but that's one of the ways that I said, okay, you know what? Maybe I can get married. I have friends that I have been in relationships with since I was 5, right? Going back that far. And we all have different personalities. We have different everything. And I'm like, being able to be around these people, now I have to realize that if I'm going to be in a relationship with my husband, that I have to change my mindset and understand that if I can have a relationship with these people, I can have a relationship with him. If I was willing to work with my girlfriends to have those relationships, then I should be willing to do the same thing for my husband. And I think that that's what that's another problem, is people are willing to work so hard on the friendships that they've had since they were children, but not willing to do the same thing for their spouse.
Because they've made it a business.
Right. Well, and so it's funny
your friendship with Constance is your friendship. It is
Yes.
a love relationship where you guys are growing together. How, she tells you you're good, she tells you you're bad, you tell her you're good, you tell her you're bad, and you guys can really have those honest conversations. Because if you guys split up, I know Constance, you know what I'm saying? But it's not, oh, you know what, they got divorced and now Constance owes her 1.3 million. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and where I understand you, but that also, to your point, I think that should also be a part of it as well. Like if you're putting it into, if you're making it a business, I feel like everybody then should have some type of prenuptial agreement in some way. I feel like if you're gonna make a license, if you're gonna put a license in or add a license to it, number one, I think that the license should encompass a prenup, and I think that the prenup should be revisited at every single review or whatever.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
We've got to remember, Tyrese had a ironclad one that he was never going to have to give that chick anything. She signed it, it was documented, and that man has spent over $1 million to keep that, which was ironclad still.
It wasn't really then, if that's the case, because
no, because according to the law, they can just do whatever they want to do. You can sue anybody for anything.
But I actually, let's go back. I agree. This is so sad because I'm agreeing with both of you, and I don't know. I think my brain's going to blow up.
Oh my God.
I know, right? Like the world. Oh shit. I think the sun is falling. I think I agree with you when you said that that the government shouldn't even be involved. I don't think that marriage should be marriage. When I met my husband, that was one of the things that that was a conversation that I had with him. I don't want to get married. I never wanted to get married. I always wanted.
Why did you?
Partner. He actually had a situation where, and he always tells the story. He almost got in a really bad car accident, and he was like, "I saw my life pass before my eyes," and I was like, "If I pass away, nothing goes to her, and if I would have ended up in the hospital." And I'm saying, unless there are other contracts and documentation involved. And it's like, it's just very simple. You get married and this is who it's going to go to. That was a big thing for him. And that was something that I said, you know what, if it means that much to you, fine. Because I'm like, I don't care about money. I don't care about any of those things. I care about you as a person. So and I brought up like how last year we were going through the things that we were going through. I'm like, if we end up breaking up, I don't want nothing from you because I didn't get married to you for your money. I didn't get married to you for what you have. I married you because I love you and I want to be with you. So call me crazy, but I'm all for what you came in with is what you came in with. I'm here with you because I want to be with you. When it comes to me and my friendships, it's the same thing. I'm not in a friendship because of what you can do for me.
Oh, by the way, Pearl cashed at me $8 yesterday.
And did, because I'm rich.
She had a closing and sent me.
Was like, yeah, run me some money. And I was like, bet. $8. Okay, listen. Okay, I'm rich. Y'all don't fake. Anyway, that's the
So
only.
if you're
But
talking
I learned from Constance, and to that point about what happened, like you and your husband getting married. She taught me a valuable lesson a few years back about a living trust. Oh my
Mhm.
God, that conversation, Constance. I'll never forget.
Thank you.
Thank you. That right there, because I have my assets and everything lined up. It won't be no arguing at my home going. Nobody gonna sit up there. My kids won't be fighting this, that, so on and so forth. It's already been laid out. I wrote it out.
Beautiful.
Thank you,
And
Constance.
but that's the thing, what you were talking about with having somebody that that it goes to, and so it's so much more simpler than I think than we know, is because you have your power of attorneys, you set up
Man,
your living trust, you have your medical directives, and all those things can be spelled out without having to be married. So the thing that comes along with it is, if you're not legally married, then you're not legally responsible for your partner's debt. So if they die and they have a bunch of taxes and all that stuff, guess who that goes to? I don't care if you don't want nothing from your husband. It's gonna go over to you. It's gonna spill over to
I
you.
mean, no, this. We've been married for a minute, and the funny thing is that these are things that I knew, probably things that he knew, but this is what he wanted.
Yeah.
And my whole thing is like, because it was such a big deal to him, and because that's what it meant. It meant a lot to him. Like, who am I to say no? Especially when I'm like, well, you're the person I'm gonna end up with for the rest of my life anyway. Let me just go
But
ahead.
I'm not saying for you. I'm not saying for you. I
Oh,
mean,
no,
you
no, no. But I mean, I'm putting my business out
married.
there.
Yeah, you ain't got to give no excuse of why you married a man. You married a man, you love
No,
a
I
man.
mean, that's my point. My point is that as it relates to marriage, I think, and as it relates to anything, even driving, I'm sorry, let's just be real here. Why the hell do we have, why do we have to have a license? Like, we can learn how to drive. You can, like, everything that we have to do, a fishing
Everything's
license.
about money.
No, but that's my point. I'm agreeing with you wholeheartedly. It's a lot of it is bullshit. Have me take a test, have me learn everything that I need to learn, and even give me a piece of paper, give me a certification and say you do have to renew this every whatever, just to make sure that you're up to date on whatever it is that you need to be up to date on. But you're telling me that I have to pay this money, and if I don't pay this money, I can't do this thing. It's like, I can understand if you're telling me as a doctor, I have to have some form of license to be a doctor, mainly because you have to be able to check on every single thing that I'm doing, and to check to make sure that I know what I'm doing when it comes to working on a person,
right.
operating on a person. But you're telling me that I need a license to fish. What you're not teaching me how to. You're not teaching me anything, and you're not teaching me how to maintain that water. You're not teaching me where. It's all about money. It makes my ass itch from the rooter to the tutor. You're telling me that I have to learn how to drive. Fine, I do have to learn how to drive. I should have some type of training to be able to operate heavy machinery. But you're telling me that if I don't pay these fines,
fees,
you're telling me that when it comes to emissions in certain places, and I'm like, wait, so that car passed, but this car didn't? Why? Is it because of the type of car? Because I have the money to pay for said car to get fixed? Like, what is the problem? Why are you making us pay if you go to different states? Because I know, like in California, y'all are just ridiculous in California. They're like, hey, we need money because you need to breathe. Do you want oxygen? Man. You have to pay a tax for it. Like, what the hell? And
no, but it's true. It's all a business. Let's circle back to being married. You don't necessarily have to be married to have certain benefits. So not only your directives and your living trust, but some of the things that I coach couples on, even married couples, is don't buy a house with your spouse. Right. So you don't have to. I would recommend that you not do it. That way you could purchase more and then you put it in a living trust. Like, there are things that you could do to not have to intertwine yourselves legally by the state. You two know that y'all together. That's what I feel like. Y'all know that y'all together. I love you. You love me. Your friend Greg is calling me again, by the way. I love you. You love me. And this is we gonna thug this shit out for the rest of our lives. But then if we decide that we no longer want to do it, we don't have to go through the courts. Because I went through a very, 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 very tumultuous divorce and lost 7 figures. I lost a lot of fucking money.
Say
And
that.
it was all the judge was telling us what we had to do with our money. And if we had a meeting of the minds, he and I would have walked away with so much more.
Mhm.
Yep.
You have third parties involved that
And
are
they're feeling.
of,
See, no. That's the problem.
of siphoning all this money from the both of us. So that they're telling him, oh, you're gonna get this, you're gonna get this, you're gonna get this. He ends up getting way less because he listened to them. And of course, I took the bigger hit because he got more than me, but he got way less had we just done things amicably. So when you have the third parties involved, when you have the state involved, and you have lawyers, this is a business for them to make money. And that's the reason why I wouldn't do it again. Because I would just be married spiritually.
Oh yeah, mine tried to take me all the way down, try to take the business. Come on now. Come on.
Yeah. So before we move on, I want to just tell you why we're here and all the things, because we talked about living trust, we talked about protecting your assets, but it's really important that you really, really understand. And the reason why I come here every day is because I want to show you how to grow your money. So watch this. Have you joined the Grow Your Money Club yet? If not, why not? The Grow Your Money Club is a comprehensive program designed to take you through the complete wealth building journey. We don't just offer random courses, we guide you along a clear path, starting with fixing your credit and becoming a certified credit expert, to building your business, increasing your cash flow, diversifying your portfolio, and ultimately letting your money work for you. With over 30 trainings designed to increase your net worth, you get to either purchase the trainings individually or go through the 12-month roadmap. Here are just a few of the courses. From campus to cash flows. This is teaching your children to become real estate investors. The wealth map training shows you how to eliminate your debt, increase your credit, and diversify your revenue streams. You can learn to write your book using ChatGPT. Learn how to build your online community. What about 8 ways to make money using AI? Oh, and here's 7 online revenue streams to fund your $1 million dream. How about learning how to purchase tax deeds or land banks? What about getting started in government contracting? If you're a rookie, the Real Estate for Rookies training has everything you need. The Business Blueprint training will help you build your business foundation, get business credit, get business funding, and learn how to pay yourself so that you can scale your business to the next level. Or perhaps you want to create jaw-dropping video content using CapCut, Midjourney, and ChatGPT. There are so many trainings and master classes within the Grow Your Money Club, and I also drop 1 new training per month. You do not want to miss out on this opportunity to invest in yourself, because guess what? You are your biggest commodity. You are your biggest investment. Join the Grow Your Money Club today. See, that's the reason why I love to, it's not just about the discussions, but it's about the education. So just like you were talking about, Sean, about the living trust, I ended up creating an ebook for people to create their own living trust. So instead of you paying, $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 for somebody to do a living trust for you, $20, go to makemylivingtrust.com. And you can actually do your own living trust where you are protected and you don't have to worry about all of this stuff that can potentially happen if you die. You got to protect yourself. So check this out, y'all. I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you guys some questions just about marriage in general. Okay. Like, who benefits from marriage? Who benefits? Who do you think benefits
The state.
from marriage, Sean?
And not the men.
Not the
It's
men.
not men. It's not men.
Why?
Not men. We lose. You hear about more men paying spousal support, alimony, and there's a definition for alimony, right? It is called the screwing you get for the screwing you got, and it's not worth it. Pray for me, but I'm telling you, it is the screwing you get for screwing you got. Now, I do know if you get somebody that's like-minded and you guys are growing together and you guys are growing a business or growing whatever it is as a family, it's better with somebody than without somebody. I get that.
Okay.
But what do you get as a man?
You get a longer life.
That's what the papers say. But
Well,
the papers also, let me stop before I get.
No, I'm just saying, like, realistically, the average married man stays alive longer. The average married woman dies sooner.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So you're telling me I can get.
Let's
I can
run
get
that. Let's run that. Married men live longer on average than unmarried men. Research shows that they are 10 to 17% less likely to die prematurely. They live 7 to 10 years longer.
Oh, so I can get some insurance money. This might work out. Okay.
Now, women. Married women also live longer than unmarried women, but the longevity boost is smaller for women than men. They only live 4 to 5 years longer as opposed to the 7 to 10 years that married men live. Okay. The other, and so you said that it doesn't benefit men. And you're only talking about financially because of alimony and the divorce. But I'm talking about during the marriage. So now watch this. Men's health. Married men are statistically healthier than single men. They have lower rates of heart disease, cancer, and depression. But what do you think about women?
It's the complete opposite.
I don't know what y'all talking about. I was depressed in that marriage.
No, but see, I think that's again the problem. You have the minority that's saying what the majority is. Like, you might have been unhappy, but you're not.
I don't know very many men, and I'm around brothers all the time. They are not happy. I'm telling you now, they are not happy. What they're telling me is that they're not happy. They're like, oh my God, if I can get rid of this ball and chain, I guarantee you they would be happy.
Yeah, I know a lot of men who have gotten divorces and they're like, why did I let that woman go? Because she was a great woman. I mean, and here's the thing, same on the other side. Like, I know there are a lot of women who are like, damn, I should not have let that good man go. I mean, it's a lot of situations, it's a lot of circumstances, and it's a lot, just like you said, of people who are just flat out unhappy. I personally don't know that many happy couples, but I also don't know that many couples.
I think when you're locked into marriage, like when you're obligated, it's like, I'm trapped. Like, so that's where the unhappiness comes from. Cause it's like, I feel like I'm trapped. It's the idea of, I can't do anything. I can't do what I want to do. Because a lot of times when you get married, it's like before you're married, there's no pressure. Everybody's free. You're just kind of doing what you want to do. Now the expectation changes. You're mine. I'm yours. We do this. This is how things are. And then you're like, and the walls start closing in on you. Like, what have I gotten myself into? And so I think that's the thing. That's why people say they're unhappy, is because it's something that they feel like they're forced to do. But look at women's health. Married women do benefit somewhat in health, but not as dramatically. In fact, studies have found married women often take on more caregiving stress and have higher rates of obesity. You notice that there are a lot of women who are obese and hypertension compared to single women because they're caring for kids, their elders, and sometimes their husbands, all while holding down a career.
I think they just lose it and just say, you know what? I got it.
Oh, okay.
So this is on men and women. They get in those relationships and just, baby, you see it. What are you talking about?
No.
She was fitness model A1.
Of course, because she made babies.
And right now she's on my 600-pound life.
Hold on, wait. See, no, but that's where I have an issue. And I don't have no babies, right? It angers me to my core where you have these women who go and they make babies, 1, 2, 3, 4 babies, 5 babies for this man, right? The man has gained.
He didn't want them kids.
Really? Because he could have fixed that.
No, he didn't want all them kids.
His pull-out game is weak.
My pull-out game is weak. He could have got snipped. There's so many different ways. There's so many different ways that he could have stopped himself from having that baby.
How? What about women that sit up there? I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest.
Ain't nobody
had one.
Hold on, I have to hear this.
She was on the pill and she was lying. And this is I'm married to her.
Okay. You, sir, could have snipped yourself.
Right. What for?
Go sit down. Go sit down. Anyway.
What? You are gonna snip who?
Sit down.
What?
Snip, because you can snip it and have less issues than a woman. A woman taking birth control can have so many different side effects versus you going and having a 5-second procedure and that is actually also
that
reversible.
is not biblical.
It's okay because all your old ass doing is busting smoke anyway and dust anyway, so it don't even matter.
That's it. Hey, and do you say and did? Hey,
So-
Ray Charles said it best. I'll make it do what it do, baby.
Your days of getting snipped are over, sir.
Oh yes, I'm
No,
cool.
men can still have babies, and men can still have
I
babies.
know.
Up into, so no, you should go get snipped because see how many babies you got?
Absolutely not. No. He is not getting touched.
Oh,
And it's okay for your woman to get hers done, to get her tooth.
Not a problem. That you guys do that all the time.
So
You guys
anyway,
go to the doctor.
go sit down. And
You
one
guys
thing,
go
like
to the
I was
doctor
saying,
all the time.
like I was talking about as it relates to weight gain and things of that nature.
Oh.
Women will gain weight because they've made children, and they to your point, Constance, they have to take care of the children. They have to take care of the husband. They got to take care of their job. They're taking care of everybody. Men, they're like, listen, I'm taking care of so much. I come home from a hard day's work where I only really worked 2 whole hours, and then I go sit on my couch and drink some beer, where they then become pregnant with a beer belly, okay? And then don't understand. They're like, look, I'm still sexy. I still got it. And you got an issue with the fact that she done gained some weight, but made humans. She created humans. And she's taking care of those humans. You got a problem with the fact that she gained a couple pounds. Go sit down. Sit your ass down. Go. Why are you still standing?
Love and war.
So women are, we're taking care of everybody. That's just the reality. A lot of times women are coming home from work. Men have had a hard day of work too. Women coming home, they're cooking dinner, they're putting the kids in bed, they're doing all these things. And the man is just kind of sitting there, and maybe he might help a little bit, but typically, and I'm not talking about everybody, but typically women carry the brunt of the responsibility in the household. And that's the reason why you see a lot of women that are a lot more overweight. And then you also ought to understand that women, takes us longer to lose weight. Men could snap back like that. Y'all stop drinking beer and you back to 6-pack. Like women, we looking at food and we gaining weight. It's just our body is made differently. And then you put on top of that having babies. Now your titties, my titties go down to my knees right now because I've breastfed 4 children, 3 back to back.
Constance, and that's just sexy. That is sexy. Knee titties are the sexiest titties.
The right one.
As Cat Williams said it best, either way. Either way.
So let me ask you this. Who would have better, because you have women who are taking care of, the household, who do you think mental health would be better?
I think the women have a lot more you guys got to put up with. That's guaranteed. But it's a lot you guys ask for, and you guys. Okay, we 1, 2 children, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, let's just stop at 1 or 2.
My first wife said she wanted 10 kids. This after we got divorced. She said I was really trying to have 10 kids, and I think I was the
one, right? You guys
we had 3. No, we had 3. My first wife.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you only got one by the other one.
No, but I do have a question. So let's just say you have 2 kids.
Yes.
Okay. 2 kids is a shit ton of kids, because 1 kid is a shit ton of kids.
There.
You have to make sure that they eat every day. Let me tell you, the reason I didn't want to have children is because I'm like, you want me to wake up before they wake up to make sure that they eat? The fuck?
Right.
You want me to put clothes on them? Right. I didn't even want to put clothes on my own ass. And I gotta put clothes on them every day.
Yeah.
Until they turn 18. I have to make sure food gets into them, and I have to make sure they smell good every day. Have you ever smelled a teenager? Them motherfuckers stink.
Yeah. I was at about 6. I remember my youngest son, I used to be like, boy, you need deodorant already. He'd be like, that's how a man's supposed to smell. Boy, you're 6. Smell like you was at a bar all night fighting shit.
Right.
But yesterday, to your point, on the other podcast, we were talking about Nelly and Ashanti. And Ashanti was complaining that Nelly didn't help her with the baby. He's like, look, I'm 50. I done had 5 kids. I did all that. I gave you this baby. Now it's on you. And so some of the ladies were like, no, he's being insensitive. And I'm like, women, we were made for it. So we were built for it. Like, right? So Girl, put your titty out, breastfeed the baby. Ain't nobody finna wake up. And I did that with 4 of my babies. I breastfed them, I changed and did all the stuff because I'm a mother. Those maternal instincts just kick in. I don't think for the most part, men understand that we're not requiring a lot from you, that we're doing things that you don't even know. And the little bit that you guys do, you think, just like you said, Sean, oh, y'all asking for a lot.
Man.
And you don't even know, like, it's like now, I do more before 6 o'clock than these niggas in this house do all day long. You guys have no idea as men, all the things that we do to kind of make shit happen while y'all over there snoring, sleeping real good. You have no idea. And then when we actually do one thing, you like, hey, you asking me for a lot. And
You're always asking for something. You're like, but what about the 150 times that I asked you for shit?
Right.
Did I ever ask you for anything? Did I ever ask you for anything?
Not even your raggedy ass hand in marriage.
Yeah, that's the funny part because that's so true. That's so true in so many marriages where it's like a woman didn't.
Y'all see, my baby say she's still raising me. Bear with him.
I love her already. I love her already. But no, you're asking. Men always say that women are asking for so much. It's like the Kevin Samuels of it all. May he rest in peace. But you know, that's one of the things. He's like, you're not even a 10. Why are you even asking for anything? And it's like, damn. I was for something. Huh? Right. I'm like, I can't even ask for a sandwich. Like, I can't ask anything.
You're not a 10. You don't deserve a sandwich. You're not a 10.
Like you're not a 10. You don't deserve to eat.
You don't deserve to eat.
Okay. But that's how, like, nowadays you hear men, those are the conversations that you hear men have. That's the thing that angers me often, because it's like, why is it that so if she kept that perfect body after giving birth, she went and got the surgery, everything was perfect, she's still doing all the same things that she was doing before, but now it's annoying you that all these kids are walking around that you helped make. It's annoying you that these kids, right, they're walking around asking you for food and asking you for all the things, and you're like, damn, you always asking me for money so you could be eating. Like,
yeah,
you help make them.
My kids, you always ask for money to be eating. Like, why? Do you guys eat every day?
But that's the most frustrating thing to hear, is someone say women are always asking for too much, when in all seriousness, when you really stop and think about it, women we don't ask for half of the things that we really either want or need. We'll try to figure it out before we ask for it, because we don't want you to have to say, damn, you always asking for shit. You know what I mean? Like, and that's how I'm talking about from childhood. My dad was that person. I'd be like, Dad, can I get some extra sour cream on it? That's 10 cents? Fuck no. Ain't giving me goddamn 10 cents. You know how hard I work for this money?
Hey, but I'm like Nelly. I don't want to do nothing. I'm gotten to the point.
She don't want to do nothing either.
Yeah, well then, but let's hire a maid. I'll tell you right now. Ask my ex-wife. She'll tell you. I told her you ain't got to clean. If you don't feel like cooking, guess what we finna do? Come on, y'all. We get in the car. We gonna go out and eat. I don't give a flying what. I'm not gonna argue with you about cooking, because I'm damn sure not cooking. I'm gonna tell you that ahead of time. I'm not cleaning. I have a maid comes in here every Tuesday. Oh, she brought me flowers. Let me go get my flowers. I'm gonna go get my flowers and let y'all see. She got me some flowers yesterday.
Sound like Maria might want a little bit more than that cleaning, sir.
Oh, absolutely not. You see, she said she's still raising her daddy. Hold on.
So with that being said, I'll just say this, since he's going to get the flowers. So when we talk about mental health, the reality is, and hopefully Sean will be back so we can see this, married men are statistically healthier. Mental health. Married men generally have less depression and loneliness than single men.
Yeah.
Married men have less. So you talk about mental health. Married men have less depression. Oh, why did she do that? Because Maria want that thing. Maria won't.
Absolutely no. She set up the interest just for the business. See that? I don't never be here.
Maria want that thing.
That's what it is.
She said she want that old thing back.
Hey, give Maria a 5-second stare like this.
No.
That's what my girlfriend did. This is the art of flirting. It's what you do, Sean. Look at Maria.
Look at like that. Absolutely not. Maria about 20 years old.
Oh shit, yeah, Maria want that old thing. She want that 60-year-old. She want that.
A vasectomy is much less expensive than it. Yeah, she ain't lying.
18 years of child
Definitely.
support from age 60 to 78.
No.
Be both financially and emotionally taxing as a senior. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No.
That dust, there might be something that fly through with that dust when you're bussing. All right, look. Okay, so mental health, married men generally have less depression and loneliness than single men. And then on the other hand, married women's mental health depends a lot on marital satisfaction. If the marriage is supportive, they do better than a single woman. If the marriage is stressful, their mental health can be worse than if they were single.
I think getting with the wrong person can make either of you
a toxic
miserable.
Can
either of you get with the wrong person. And I think, you know, we get infatuated with the first person we meet, but that's not them.
Yeah.
Within a year, I say within like 3 months, but within a year, you know all the good, bad, and ugly.
So what you say, you should wait to commit. You should wait a year before you commit.
God's perfect number is 7. Why don't we wait 7 years?
Sit down. I would say at least wait
a year. 116 in 7 years. What do you mean? What are you talking about, Sean? He gonna be 116. What are we talking about?
Yes, then you know my kids will get all the living trust benefits after that, and you know you can show up to the.
You got more years behind you. We all do. Got more years behind us than we got ahead of us. Ain't nobody gonna be waiting.
Wait, that's not true. As far as I'm concerned, no.
7 years.
No,
7. You should wait at least 7 years. That's
before you get married.
Before you commit.
Before you commit and say y'all gonna get married.
Okay.
All right. So then what?
And then because of that 7-year itch thing, maybe we should start the renewal of the license 7 years later. What do you guys think?
Now I agree with that wholeheartedly.
7.
So here's the thing. That's 7 years.
Cut it in half and make it 3.5 because we just split the difference. Make it okay.
That 7 year that 7-year itch thing is so unbelievably real.
Uh-oh.
And no. I'm just saying I'm not talking about. I'm saying like where you look at this person, you're like, ugh, can I do this for another 7 years, or can I do this for the rest of my life? And you really, that's one of the reasons why I agree with having a license, right? Or expiration date, because I think, or renewal date, I'll say renewal date. Because during that time, you're really thinking about the entire relationship thus far, right? And you're focused on, is this person really here for my benefit? Is this person really here to add value to me? And am I really adding value to this person? Because oftentimes we'll only think about how it is when it comes to ourselves. Mm-hmm. And, is this person doing for me what I need? But it's like, are you giving them what they need too?
Yeah, see, I still believe in love. I'm with Cool J. I still believe
in
me too.
You're so cynical. Oh. Well, you know what?
You don't believe in love, Sean?
I do, but I think
fresh out. Remember how I was when I was fresh out?
Sean's a whore.
He's fresh out the pen.
You weren't a whore, Constance, but Sean, you're a whore,
right? Right.
I was a garden tool.
I've never been one of those.
I was a garden tool.
Let me tell you some dating advice April gave me.
And it works every time. Look, everybody who's listening, gather around. Get closer. Go ahead.
She says, if you see a cute guy, you're out and about, you see a cute guy, and you say, what are you doing tonight? And then he says, I don't know. And then you go, how about me? And she was dead serious. I can't even give a man eye contact, let alone go.
Yeah, you got eye contact. Constance is like, so you look at him for 5 seconds.
Right. Look
and then look away.
Look like a damn maniac. She gives the best advice, guys. The best advice.
Yes, the best way to get over a man is to get under a new one. I don't see a problem with it.
I don't
That
think
part.
so. I don't
That
think
part.
so.
That part. I'm
I
with
don't think
April.
so.
No, I think that
Naomi,
I'm
that's
not
good
saying that
advice.
that's how you need to go and start a new relationship with somebody, getting under somebody. But I think that if you are trying to just remove that person from your mind, then you need to get on something else.
Yeah, that didn't happen for me.
Yes, because Constance, you weren't willing to get under a new one. Somebody said wrong advice.
I said right advice. Good
Try it.
advice.
Have you ever gotten out of a relationship? Walk up to someone very, very nicely and sweetly and say, "What are you doing tonight? How about me?"
How do you do that? And then they be like, "Hell nah."
Who says that?
What
Who
what
says
did
hell
I
no?
say to you? Like, hell nah, girl. If you don't,
Nobody will say hell no.
or if
If
they
you
say
do
I'm married, I will be like, no.
Oh, well, if they say they're married, then you say, "Oh, no. Stay married. My apologies for." You can apologize. I was just playing, sweetheart.
I would be so scared.
Would you?
Yes.
Okay, well,
Because
then you
I
don't
feel
do it.
like, so when I was married, I felt like if somebody came and disrespected me and talked to my man like that, like that's my property. Like,
But
how
you
you
also see if there's a ring. Like, don't walk up to someone who has a wedding ring on, and that helps.
yeah.
Were you walking up to people who had wedding rings on?
I don't walk up to anyone. So that's the first thing. And I'm not shooting my shot at all. So that's just off the table. But when you get under another one, you get confused. I agree with you, Naomi. When you like,
What is the confusion? You sat up there and you're getting over to get under to get up.
So I've been in that. That doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So the last question I have for you guys is socially. So when men get married, do they keep their social? They keep their buddies? Do women like who's social?
You should be able to keep everybody you had before. I'm one of them that's loyal to the soil, and folks that I got, and I don't have a big circle of people. You're gonna have to accept them. I got a couple people that you're gonna have to accept them being around, male and female. And if you don't like them while we in this dating phase, then I'm cool. And no sense in us keeping this past matrimony.
I can't stand you. I actually agree. Oh God, so it bothers me to my core. I agree. I think that
Irregardless
of the fact of the matter, you have to say it all. You can't just say irregardless, because that just sounds like that's what you
Listen,
really
April say irregardless, guys.
Irregardless of the fact of the matter.
Or earlier.
You were a lying whore. Anyway, into you.
Said it.
I think that, like my husband has a best friend who's a female. My husband has very, very good best friends or very close friends that are all over the U.S. When they get together, I'm like, babe, go hang out with your friends. Go golfing. Go do whatever. You want to go on a trip, go. Like, I 100% support it. One thing when it comes to me, as it relates to all of my friends are very supportive of me. It'll be times where I'm like, I can't stand my husband. They're like, it's okay. Like, and you know what? Whatever happens, happens. No matter what, we got your back. No matter what, we support your marriage. You know what I mean? I think that it's bad if you have friends that are like, man, fuck him. You know what I'm saying? Or they're like, man,
that nigga. Don't be like us, like we used to be single together.
Like, I don't have friends who are like that. I don't have friends. All of my friends support my marriage. And when it comes to my husband's friends, all of his friends support his marriage. I think that those are the type of friends you need. Like, if he has friends who are the complete opposite, I'm like, then why do you have them as your friends? Or why are you with me? What about you, Constantine?
What?
How do you feel about people having friends or hanging out with their friends?
Oh shit! I encouraged it. Like, I don't want you to be up under me all the time, because my thing is, I want to go on girls trips and I want to do certain things, and I gotta bring you along. So no, you have things where you have your guy friends and you go hang out and you do all that, or even if you have, like, people have whole lives before you.
You said whole lives?
whole lives.
Oh, okay.
April had a whole life before her husband. Other people have whole. I'm just kidding.
Garden two lives.
She,
Garden two lives. We got to
Right.
use
she
political.
did not
Garden
have.
two lives.
She had no whole life.
I had a farm life.
No, people have whole life. So do you expect them to come and not have friends or not be social? What if some of the friends are exes? That's a good question.
I don't do the exes. Me and my exes, ex-wives, and all that, we get along. But like ex-girlfriend things, I think that would be a little crazy. I don't know if they.
You and your ex-wives though also have children together.
Yeah.
So if you didn't have children, how would you feel about it? Because that's a good question.
Oh, then I probably wouldn't talk to them. There's nothing for us to talk about.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would have a problem with it, but also I'm not in that situation, right? So I can't tell you how I would feel about it emotionally, but I do know that if I had an issue with it, I would definitely have a conversation about it. And I think that that's also, so I want to put that out there. That's something that's missing in relationships today. Conversations. Okay, that's it.
I think I was really naive because I was like, oh, because we were together for so long, right? So it's like get little ex-girlfriends when you was a teenager. Like, what are they? These are the women he ended up cheating with.
Yeah, because they'd already been there.
Yeah, so for me, it wasn't even like anything that I thought about. Like, these are so long ago. It's 20 years ago. Like, what? But yeah, no, I guess now if I think about it, because my parents are best friends. My mom and my dad and his wife are all cool. Of course, they have children. So, so I call my mom and my stepmom sister wives. And we were good and grown when they got married. Like they got married when I was in my 30s. So I look at that. That was my motto, and I wanted to do that. I really did because we have children, all that stuff. But he didn't want to reciprocate that same thing with me. So
I have words about him.
My first wife and I, we joke and talk on Mother's Day. I call Happy Baby Mama's Day. All that kind of. We laugh and talk, joke to this day. Me, her husband. Oh my God, we get along so good. It's ridiculous.
That's cool.
Her husband Dan. That's my dude. I call him my wigger.
Oh,
that's my wigger. I said, hey, I love that dude.
I wonder when I heard the name Dan, if he was a brother named Dan, because if he was a brother, his name would be Danny. But
yeah,
I guess
exactly. Daniel. But we get along.
Yeah,
we really do.
That's dope. Yeah. So I would say so according to this, in terms of social, this is kind of, I guess, a different question, but married men rely heavily on their wives for emotional support, social scheduling, and even health reminders. That's the reason why y'all staying healthy a lot longer, because we making your doctor's appointment. We making sure that your PSA levels is all right. We making sure that you get your colonoscopies. We doing all that. For women, on the other hand, they often still maintain friendships outside of the marriage and don't depend solely on their husband for social support in general. That's interesting. Do you agree or disagree?
I still haven't got a colonoscopy. I don't. No.
You're 60 and you haven't gotten a colonoscopy?
Wait, you don't have a beer belly, right? Do you have a beer belly?
No.
Doesn't matter.
No, I know that. I know it doesn't matter. But the reason I say this is I love y'all. It's so crazy. I got my first colonoscopy because I had got my first 2 colonoscopies because I had food poisoning. Best experience ever. When I look the next day, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so skinny.
You felt like 10 pounds lighter?
I felt so light and I could just skip and then just stay up in the stars. It was great. You all should get one.
I love that. I love that.
I'm going to the grave with
at the end of
everything intact.
At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I think we can all agree that I think that, well, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it's up to the people, but for me, I just feel like marriage licenses just need to be thrown out anyway. And
when we got horizontal, baby, that was it. We married.
Let's go back to the comment where I'm still raising my dad. Y'all, please bear with me.
For those of you who just joined, in
Let's
fact,
go.
the daughter of Sean. Okay.
Let's go back to that comment because this brother is out of control. Did you learn anything? Did you walk away? What are your final thoughts? I'll start with you, Sean.
My final thoughts are that marriage is a business. It's not about love. And again, before they had these pieces of paper, what consummated a marriage was two people
That's true.
getting together. That's how two became one. I'm gonna get my little preach on here and I'll get my
Preach.
organ going. But two became one prior to them putting it in paper and making it a business and making money off of us. When you know, we changed that. It never changed in the beginning. So why do we have to get these pieces of paper now?
Right.
As long as we love each other, you got my back, I got yours. I don't see what is it? What is a marriage license on? Honestly, it's a piece of paper, right? A piece of paper is not going to make him or her not cheat.
Right.
A piece of paper is not going to make him or her the love of your life for a lifetime.
Right.
You two do that.
The only thing it regulates is what the government can do.
How much money you gonna have to pay at the end, or what got to come together. Like you said, we could do that in writing.
Right. Absolutely.
And we should have and we should have those conversations from the get-go.
Yeah.
But again, as soon as we sit up there and do the mattress mambo, we married.
Mm-hmm.
I'm married now.
First of all, I disagree with what you said that marriage is, because in some cultures, marriage can be walking around a tree 3 times and handing over 7 goats. You just really don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't have to sleep with the person. You married them once you gave over them 7 goats and you walked around the tree 3 times. So I'm gonna need you to stop thinking that that's the only way that you can be married. Okay.
I have a friend on TikTok that not a friend, but she's on TikTok that I follow, and they get cows. That's their dowry. I was like, cows. And they're out there saying, yeah, as soon as the guy gives me these cows, I'm like, I don't give a flying about a cow, a rooster.
You would if he was in another culture. And I'm gonna tell you, I got married once when I was really young. I was about 7 or 8, and we walked around the tree 3 times. Okay. We walked around We walked around the tree 3 times. Okay. And we married. I never got a divorce. Now that I think about it.
That's the Wizard of Oz marriage. That right there. You had to click your heels.
No, and you didn't. Not
and you was
not,
home.
Not in Forestville. In Forestville, you ain't have to click your heels. In Forestville, all you had to do was walk around the tree 3 times.
So what are your final thoughts, April?
My final thoughts are you could walk around the tree 3 times and hand over 8 goats if you really want to call it marriage. Okay, I feel that honestly, we need to, just like you said, Constance, we need to get rid of all of that. We need to get rid of having somebody else in our marriage. We always talk about how we don't want other family members in our marriage. We don't want friends in our marriage. We want our marriage to be organic and authentically ours, right? And whatever it is that we create as it relates to our marriage, but yet we allow the government to get involved in our marriage. So I do have to agree with that wholeheartedly. I also believe that we need to stop speaking negativity over marriage in general, right? So it's like, even if we don't necessarily believe in it, I think what ends up happening is exactly what Sean was saying. You have so many people who are like, yeah, this old ball and chain, but then realistically, they're still with that person, not necessarily because of money. They're still with that person because they genuinely love that person. They want to be with that person, and they love the way that that person loves on them. It's just that it's more socially accepted to hear men talk negatively about being in a marriage than actually being in a marriage. And I'll add one more thing. In that song that Beyonce did, Flawless, and they were talking about how they train little girls for marriage. They always teach little girls the importance of marriage, why marriage and raising your family is so important, but they don't teach the same thing to little boys. And I think that if we change the way that we look at marriage, maybe marriages will last longer and we won't need that 7 years or we won't need that 3 years. We'll actually have lifelong relationships. And it doesn't have to be a situation where everybody's saying, how can I screw this person over? Or how can I make myself sound cooler?
Right. Groom your sons.
Groom your sons to
Life
marriage.
to your partners, because you're so right. When you talk about that old ball and chain, you're not speaking life into you. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. And at the moment that we can, and that's what I need. I need somebody that's going to speak life into me. My love language is words of affirmations. So I need you to speak life.
Constance, you're awesome.
Thank you. I love it. I appreciate you. I love it. But I know marriage is a powerful thing. It can really be there to help you to build legacy. It can build for future generations. It can do all those things, but it also can break you if you're not intentional about protecting your peace and your purpose and your partnerships. You have to remember that it's more than just a piece of paper. It's a living, breathing agreement between two people who want to grow together. They want to evolve together. They want to commit together every single day. It is a work in progress. Like it's an evolution. It does not stop. And whether it lasts 5 years or 50 years, it needs to be a space where you can thrive. That's paper or not. So my thing is, if you're still searching for the right partner, you got to have the right mindset. You got to know that you're enough. You got to have somebody that's going to breathe life into you, whether you have a piece of paper or not. Love, it should not cost you your health. It should not cost you your happiness. It should not cost you your wealth, your hope. We got to continue to keep building and thriving, because at the end of the day, the bottom line for Black people is we need each other. We really do. We need each other to survive. We need to build Black families, because that's how we really build true Black wealth. That's what it's about. So we got to stop thinking so selfishly. Because I know, even remember April, when I was like, I got what I got. You get what you get. I don't want nobody. This is me and my kids, and you can come and let's go on vacation, and that's it. But we have to open up ourselves to be able to build something. Now, I ain't talking about building and grow. I'm not talking about build a bear. I'm not trying to build nobody at this, but I'm saying build together for something that's lasting and sustaining. I got at least 50 more years. I'm about to be 50. I got at least 50 more years here on earth. So I want the next 50 to be prosperous. I mean, that's the bottom line. So that's my thought on the whole idea. Just get rid of the paper, though. Get rid of the paper. And let's really focus on the commitment, what it means to be married. And that's just being selfless and not selfish.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Kim, real quick, Constance, I know as it relates to social media, I noticed that Sean doesn't have his how people can follow him.
Oh, Sean Rayford Sax on anything you can, whether it be YouTube, Instagram, Sean Rayford SAX, like saxophone. I'm on everything.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
Boom. There you are.
That's it.
Sean Rayford Sax. Follow Sean everywhere as Sean Rayford Sax. He got all these followers. He's doing all these big things. #1 Billboard, Smooth Jazz, doing all the good shit. Just sold out Yoshi's in Oakland. All the big artists want to be at Yoshi's in Oakland. Okay. This man just sold Yoshi's in Oakland out. You heard me. So he's great. April, what are you doing right now? What are you working on?
Oh, honey, I'm selling houses. Right now, I am focused 150% on selling houses any and everywhere. So everybody can just follow me anywhere. If you want to buy a house, you want to sell a house, I don't care where you are in the country. All you have to do is DM me, and I promise you, all mothers, no cap, irregardless of the fact of the matter.
Whether you scary or not.
Whether you scary or not.
I would love to be able to sell houses. Oh my God. Real estate, my gift to gab. Oh man.
You should do it, honestly.
I can't.
Why?
Oh, I got some stuff that I did back when I was younger.
Oh, no. We'll talk about that offline. Because
I have been wanting to, Constance, tell you, I've been wanting to take her class. I've been wanting to take her. I could just go and swipe my card right now. But okay, we'll talk.
I'm telling you, it's honestly hands down one of the best things that I've gone into outside of entertainment. I love real estate. because you change so many lives. So, like I said, any of you who want to buy homes, sell homes, and if you're on here, I'm telling you, one of the best people who ever did it, and one of the best people to learn from is Miss Constance Carter, who also does mortgages and things. So, like, if you need to refinance your home, and right now, just to let y'all know, interest rates are coming down. So those of you who are like, I'm waiting for the interest rate, they're coming down. So, okay, buy the house, marry the house, date the rate. Stop faking. Okay, y'all want to build generational wealth? This is the time. Marry the house, date the rate. Get at me, son.
Okay. April Foster Properties.
Yeah,
and then of course, I am really working to build this Net 7 Nation community. We have so many of you guys who signed up already. Y'all are looking for
exclusatory businesses and people.
Shut up.
There's nothing like being around women who see you, who support you, and who genuinely want to see you win. This is what Net 7 is all about. We celebrate each other, we build each other, we rise together. We're not just creating connections, we are creating legacy through wealth, through healing, through purpose, through real sisterhood. This is the nation. This is the movement. This is Net 7.
Yes.
Wasn't that beautiful?
If you are a Black woman or you know a Black woman, tap in.
No. You have to do it right.
So in order for me to get it, I got to do a Medea. That's what y'all trying to tell me?
Yes, that's exactly what we're saying. But hold on. You have to do it like Constance did earlier. If you are a Black woman and you know a Black woman, all you have to do is join the Net 7 Nation. That's right. Call us at 555 Net 7 Nation. We're here for you and no one else.
Well, you know what? Listen, one of my favorite things to do in the whole wide world is
turn me on when they run me like a ninja. Nothing makes me want to take a stand more than that, man. Help me take a moment just to I'd rather be with you.
I was thinking the same.